many people know that song? I want you to show me. So I'm going to adapt this to teach us to emphasize collaboration and not competition. So I'm going to sing my own version of it, which is, I want to know how to collaborate. And I know you can show me. Oh, I want to know how to not to compete, my friend. And I hope you can teach me. So let's sing it together and sing it to the person sitting beside you. I want to learn how to collaborate, my friend. I know you can show me. I want to know how to compete. I hope you can teach me. That's the thing for today. So if you forget anything I've said today, please don't forget that. So in my own situation, one of the ways that I learned how to collaborate is podcasting. We had a little bit of that from the previous session. The person as well is even considering doing the podcast. How many people have a podcast? You have podcasts like 3. Okay. How many people aspiring to have a podcast? How many people don't like people who do podcasts? Nobody. That's good. I'm the safe zone. So, during the pandemic, one of the ways that I tried to interact with the community, because everything was shut down, there was stress, all this going on. And I got an opportunity from the school where I was to be able to interact with people. And I was in a group, I was helping with motivation and laughter, in which case I had to interact with people. Then I decided to start a podcast. But then I was faced with the problem that everybody was facing there. How do I start? The way I started, I went to my high school group. And this person here was in the high school group. We went to the same high school. We have the same problem. He wants to go into politics. He's trying to get himself out there. I want to do podcasts. So I said, well, why do I use my platform to start from somewhere? We have first in common. So that's how I started. I didn't know what I was doing. As you can see, even from this, I could have removed it, but I didn't remove it. I just started anyhow. I just started. So the first lesson is just start. It doesn't have to be perfect. You're going to make mistakes. It's okay. You're going to learn. You're going to see how I learn as I go. So, if you guys, for people who have, can you open the paper you have? Did everybody have a paper by the way? Alright, if you don't have a paper, please pick one here. You have one there? Alright, so how many people are in group 1? Did anybody pick one? You pick one? Alright, so,
yes.
One? So people that are on, can you stand up? So I want you to tell me, do you have any question on building the community, or do you have anything to share with us? Building the community, what does that mean to you?
Building community?
Yes.
It's like coming together with other people and developing something.
Yep.
Community. Connection.
Connection?
Just networking, getting to know people, what they do, where they are, and try to
Good.
Bringing together a group of like-minded people.
Good.
Well, we try to bring like-minded people together, but sometimes we have diverse people that we have to bring in to our group also.
Good. Thank you. Please clap for that. Now, the next person I try to talk to is also from Nigeria. This is easier to talk to people who we are from and to connect with. It's just the way I live, right? So he also started a podcast. And one of the things that happened is he invited me to his own podcast. So the lesson to it is that although you think you have the pressure of presenting yourself as someone who knows it all, you don't know it all. That's the fact. But there's something that you know that somebody is willing to learn. So he invited me to his own podcast to talk about education and leadership. Yeah, because I have a PhD. Many people want to listen to what I have to say. until I open my mouth and they're like, oh, this person doesn't know anything. That's just the real. So I was in his own podcast, so we started a good relationship from that. And that leads us to group 2. Who are the group 2? If you have 2 with you, could you please stand up? All right. What does customer service mean to you, and do you have any experience, short experience, or anything, or you have a question to ask about that?
What is customer service?
Yes.
Customer service is serving customers that want or need what you have to offer. And it's also receiving goods or services from people who can help you in some way.
Good. Excellent. Thank you so much.
I think customer service is about how do we manage how do we impact the customer experience. Often when people think about customer service, they think it's about the customer being right most of the time. In reality, it's about how are we navigating the customer experience with your business or with an interaction that's going on. So to me, that's important. How do you navigate that experience and what's the outcome you get at the end of the day?
Good. Good. Thank you so much. So this podcast session was really important because it happened during the pandemic. Everybody lost their job. And we sometimes was selling in crisis. And we were talking about how it's possible to connect with people even though it's difficult time. People still need certain services, even from their home. So we can think about the services you can run. And the emphasis was to make sure that you just don't focus on the now. You also think about the future. Build a relationship with the person, not just trying to call somebody and say, I want to sell something to you. If people know that you're only calling them to sell something, that's not good. Then my next guest was, let's say, this is also for them, like I said. Think about people within your group, where you come from. If you are from Bahamas, people from Bahamas will probably want to talk to you that will from here. That's the truth. We don't know how we humans do it, but it's the truth. So we're talking about increasing productivity and how that can help during the pandemic. Now, group 3. Anybody with 3? Yes, thank you. Do you have any question on increasing productivity, or do you want to share anything on increasing productivity?
Increasing productivity. As a business owner, my day-to-day is to be productive. And how do I go about achieving those productivity? It's about preparing. So I constantly prepare what it is that I want to achieve and what I want to convey to my staff as it relates to what the mission or the goal is for that particular day or that particular week. For me, Monday is my day of over forecasting my entire week. So I look at every aspect of my businesses and to see now, okay, so how we want to move from this today to the end of the week, and then keep moving in that direction week after week. So I try to make things that you can obtain or you can achieve during the course of the week. I try to do it in this step. Like Denzel Washington said, don't confuse movement with progress. You need to be moving and not progressing. So I try to make sure that my movement is progressive and productivity from.
Good, thank you so much. You're also in group 3?
Yes.
Please go ahead.
Increasing productivity can be challenging at times because distractions And if you prepare your agenda and you don't follow your agenda, you can end up doing something else. It happens to me many times. And I try to avoid distractions, and sometimes it's hard because of customers. And customers service is also customer love. You have to love your customers even if they are challenging.
Customer is always right. That's what they say.
Used to be not anymore. But you have to love them no matter what. And to increase productivity, what I have found is like stay focused on your agenda for that day, for that week, for that month, and eliminate distractions.
Good. Good. Thank you so much. The next guest that I got, what did you notice? Is there any change from all the previous slides to this one? What changed?
Oh, I know, like, not from Nigeria. Where are you from? Where are you from?
I'm from Nigeria.
He's not from Nigeria, right?
It's not from Nigeria. It's actually from Nigeria,
Oh, he
different
is.
parts of Nigeria. But you got a difference, right? So those two people are from the same state. He's from a different state, but still Nigeria. Thank you so much. What changed from the previous slide to this one?
The presentation.
Your brand.
The presentation of the.
Yes, they fly at you. That's what branding. So I sent an email to you, and I want to invite you to be a part. Just go, yes, let's make it flyer better. That's what you told me. That's why I started thinking about branding. And that's why we also talk about branding and business. Like, so we just said, flyers way better. I'm not making the mistake I made at the beginning with my name highlighted. I'm not removing that. It's a little bit better. It's more presentable. Right? Branding is what we discuss. I don't want to go into details of that because I know you guys know better than me anyways. I'm trying to learn from you guys. So, group 4. Is there anybody with thoughts there? Please go ahead. So, do you have any question on branding, or do you want to share anything with us? Based on, so the picture is also to stimulate you to think about something. I hope it's helpful. So, do you want to share anything?
Well, when I see it, it's a whole lot on the presentation here. But branding means that, and of course there are some brands that, you know, like Nike and I mean in Publix, and there's some brands that when you see them, you don't have to say much. Like Nike says, just do it. But branding is sometimes you have to reinvent yourself. And once you have an iconic brand, though, people know it. And when this gentleman, Mr. Rowe, and I see Toastmasters International, like that just pops, you know? That's a brand right there. And so hopefully your brand is one that people gravitate to. And that's what I would have to say.
Thank you so much. You have that?
Yeah.
Please go ahead.
I was on the slide. To me, branding is who you are, who you work. When you're going to put yourself on the market, you want to make sure that everybody knows who you are and what your product is. And you should have something that is catching about your brand that will draw them into your business, your service, whatever it is. It is really advertising yourself, putting yourself on the market and capturing the attention of all, near and far.
Good. Thank you. I think one of the mistakes we make in life is to say, well, I don't have a business, I don't sell something, why should I think about branding? You're making a mistake because you're a brand yourself. People see you. There are people who see me and think about certain things. I don't know whether it's good or bad. Yeah, and there are people who see you, they think about certain things. It's either good or bad. You don't know. So the best thing we want to do is always put our foot forward. Dress nicely, as Mr. Andrew. So that when you see him, it's a respectable man, it's a gentleman. That even if it's not a gentleman, it looks like a gentleman. That's what branding does.
So can I just mention, I know you talked about branding, like strategy, logo, marketing, so forth. But I think that two key areas of branding is trust, developing trust, and value.
Why?
Those two are very significant. Because the rest, you can always advertise, but if your value system is not strong, and your trust, people don't trust you,
It's
it
always.
goes by the wayside.
That leads me to the question. When you think about branding, which organization comes to your mind? What comes to your mind?
Toastmasters.
Toastmasters, right? That's what we're here on
Yeah.
Saturday, right? You give a party on your bed, some of your friends and family are probably still sleeping at this time when we're here because we believe in the brand.
Yes.
I just mentioned, I got a pin with Toastmaster logo lights up. I mean,
Wow.
is that branding or what?
That's good branding. So think about it as you leave. Think about the organizations that you really love and what they do about everybody, and see if you can use such things that you're doing in your own life or in your business, because that's going to be a game changer. Next test. What can you notice about this thing? The person is still from what? Nigeria, because you can connect people there. But one of the things I learned from this session is I use StreamYard. That's the platform I use. And on StreamYard, I link it with Facebook. And during the session, we're supposed to allow people to comment. And we discovered that nobody was commenting because the privacy settings was there. I'm supposed to make it public. And she started texting me. Well, people were texting her. They were trying to be on this channel. Like, what do you mean? It's public. And I had to go and check and make sure that I put it in public. So I missed that. So from there, I knew that every session I have to go back to Facebook to change my privacy settings from private to public. If I don't do that, nobody's going to see what's going on. So always technology, just like I was stressing something. I was here sitting at the back there on the floor. I came on time, but technology couldn't want it. So like, you can do everything right, and technology can mess you up. So it's always try to learn something about that. And that's the lesson from this. Group 5. Anybody with 5 today? So, what do you guys think about business ownership? Do you have a question about that? Do you have anything to share?
And business ownership?
Yes.
I love that. I do have a podcast, and he is absolutely right on everything he says, especially the agenda that always does change. And I used to have a radio show on some major markets back 20 years ago. And through business ownership, being able to have to be in charge of everything, getting the guests on. As I had 6 hours and I had 6 guests in each hour with a different topic. It was positive talk radio. And through that is just, if it fails, learn how to just have a topic ready. That's why Toastmasters is great, that you can talk about while you're waiting for your engineer or somebody to get the guest on. But own yourself. I say do it. Test it. You have podcasts. I was spending $10,000 on radio equipment and having it done. Zoom, are you kidding? $16 a month? And you have a podcast you can push record and put it on YouTube. I mean, why wasn't it there last year, 20 years ago? But I would just say with business ownership, do it. Just do it, find topics. He, out of Nigeria, find a relationship with somebody or a theme or a topic and just run with it. Even if you don't know, why do these traveler blogs, they don't know these cities, but they still blog on it.